Hello, friend. Can we sit for a moment? I want to share a simple truth with you. It is a quiet truth, not a loud one. It can get lost in the noise of the world. The truth is this: you are seen, not just in a passing glance, not by a busy crowd. You are seen by God. He knows your name. He knows your heart. He knows the road you are walking today. This is not a truth for someday. It is a truth for right now. God sees you right where you are. Perhaps this morning felt heavy. Maybe you are wearing a smile that doesn't quite reach your eyes, a brave face for a world that expects it. Or perhaps your heart is light, full of a quiet gratitude that makes the day feel bright. In every one of these moments, in the ache and in the joy, God's gaze is upon you. He sees the small worries you tuck away deep inside. He sees the loud struggles you cannot possibly hide from anyone. He sees you completely. This idea that God sees you is like a soft lamp turned on in a dark room. It does not instantly solve every problem or erase every shadow. The furniture is still in the same place. The challenges of the day are still waiting, but the light changes how you experience the room. You can see the path forward a little more clearly. You can find a place to sit and catch your breath. The gentle light makes the space feel safer, warmer. It invites you to be still for a moment, to simply exist without fear. I would like to walk with you through 3 seasons of life. These are seasons we all know. There is a season of pain, there is a season of waiting, and there is a season of joy. In each one, we will look at how God's sight meets us there. The stories are small, the words are simple. They are not meant to be rigid lessons or complicated doctrines. Think of them as small windows, letting in a little bit of light, reminding you that you are never ever out of His sight. Some days are just hard. They feel heavy from the moment you open your eyes. A deep ache settles in your chest. Maybe it is the fresh pain of loss, the empty chair at the dinner table that speaks of a loved one gone. It could be the sharp sting of a job that has ended, leaving you with uncertainty and fear. Perhaps it is the quiet sorrow of a child who has drifted far from home, leaving a silence that echoes through the house. In these moments of profound pain, it is so easy to feel utterly alone. The world keeps spinning, but you feel frozen, small, and invisible in your grief. Think for a moment about a house during a fierce storm. The wind howls outside, rattling the windows in their frames. Rain lashes against the glass, and the sound of the storm fills every corner of every room. You cannot make the storm stop. Its power is far greater than yours. But imagine a small, steady lamp glowing on a nearby table. The lamp does not silence the wind or hold back the rain. It creates a small circle of warmth and light right where you are, changing your experience of the storm. In its gentle glow, you can see your own hands. You can wrap them around a warm cup. You can read a comforting word. This is what God's presence is like in our seasons of pain. When you are hurting, please know this one thing: God sees your pain. He is the lamp in the storm-tossed room. He doesn't always make the storm vanish in an instant. Instead, He creates a sacred space for you right in the middle of it. He pulls up a chair and sits with you in the darkness. He leans in to hear the quiet sobs and the whispered fears that you think no one else could possibly hear or understand. I know a woman who lost the job she had held for over a decade. The news came suddenly, like a door slamming shut in her face. The shock quickly gave way to a wave of shame. She felt like a failure. Questions flooded her mind day and night. How would she pay the bills? What would people think? She spent her days trying to look strong, but her nights were filled with a gnawing worry that stole her sleep. She felt completely invisible, just another number in a corporate spreadsheet, her years of hard work erased in a single afternoon. One morning, the weight felt too heavy to carry. She couldn't even bring herself to get dressed. She sat down at her simple wooden kitchen table, the place where she had shared so many meals and conversations. She put her head in her hands and just let the tears come. She tried to pray, but the grand words she thought she should say felt hollow and distant. All the formal prayers she had ever learned seemed to disappear from her mind.
So, she just whispered the simple, honest truth of her heart into the quiet of the room.
In that moment of total honesty, something shifted. No lightning bolt flashed across the sky. No booming voice answered from the heavens. But a small, quiet sense of calm settled over her, like a gentle hand on her shoulder. It wasn't a solution to her problems, but it was a comfort in her fear. She lifted her head, took a slow, deep breath. She reached for a pen and a piece of paper. She started to make a small list, not of overwhelming tasks, but of one or two simple things she could do that day. Her steps forward were slow and small. She made a phone call to a friend. She updated her resume. She took a walk around the block. Each action felt like a tiny victory. They were real, tangible movements out of the paralysis of fear. Looking back, she would say that God was present in each one of those small steps. He didn't just see her big, dramatic moment of crisis. He saw her quiet whisper at the kitchen table. He saw her fear, and he saw every single one of her small, brave acts that followed. There are other seasons in life not marked by loud storms, but by a deep and unsettling quiet. These are the seasons of waiting. You may feel stuck, as if life is paused while everyone else is moving forward. You might be waiting for a phone call that could change everything, or for a doctor's report to bring clarity. You could be waiting for a relationship to heal, or for a prayer to be answered. This period of stillness can be profoundly tiring. The silence can start to feel like absence. Think of a farmer's field in the early days of spring. The ground appears brown and empty. No visible sign of life. The seeds are sleeping deep beneath the surface of the soil, hidden from your sight. You cannot see the new green shoots yet. You cannot see the roots stretching downward. But that does not mean nothing is happening. Beneath the quiet surface, a miracle is unfolding. In the quiet, in the stillness, God sees your small, faithful work. He sees your patient heart. He sees you continuing to show up each day, even when you see no immediate results. A kind word you offer to a stranger, a simple meal you prepare for your family, a single verse of scripture you read before you fall asleep. These actions may look small and insignificant, like a single drop of rain on a vast field. But they are the water and the sunlight for the seeds of hope in your heart. God sees you right where you are. He sees you when you choose to trust one more day. He sees you when you refuse to let bitterness take root. He sees the quiet tears you cry when no one is looking. He knows the weariness of your soul. Your faithfulness in the waiting is not invisible to him. It is a beautiful and precious offering. He is at work in the silence, cultivating something new in you, even when you cannot see it yet. Trust that beneath the surface, life is growing. One morning, he woke up to find a small, folded note on the pillow next to him. It was from his wife. Her hands had been trembling when she wrote it. The note said that they had received good news. A new possibility had opened up for them to become parents. He read the words, and then he read them again. Tears streamed down his face, tears of relief and gratitude. He later said, "In that moment, I knew. God saw us. He saw us through every single day of the waiting." He understood that God was not just present in the final answer. Their journey was not over. The waiting had not ended with a magical fix, but it had shifted onto a new path, a path illuminated by a renewed sense of hope. The small daily acts of faith had kept his heart soft. They had created a space for God to work. That long, quiet season taught him that God is not a God of instant results, but a God of steady presence. He is the one who sits with us in the silence, who sees our quiet faithfulness, and who honors the hope we nurture in the dark. God sees you right where you are. A young family had been searching for a home for what felt like an eternity. They had lived in a cramped apartment, dreaming of a small yard for their child to play in. They faced bidding wars, rejections. Finally, after months of uncertainty, they found a small house. It wasn't perfect, but it was theirs. One of their first acts as homeowners was to paint. They chose a bright, cheerful blue for one wall in the living room, rolling paint on the wall. The child, full of excitement, picked up a yellow crayon. The child drew a big, lopsided sun on the freshly painted wall. For a split second, the parents felt a flash of frustration. They looked at each other and the imperfect sun. They started to laugh. It was a deep, joyful laughter that filled the empty house. Overwhelmed with gratitude, surrounded by moving boxes, the smell of fresh paint. They were not tears of sadness, but tears of overwhelming joy and relief. Together, they said a simple prayer of thanks. On screen, "Thank you, God." They thanked God for the house. On screen, "We are so grateful for this home." For the blue wall. On screen, "And this blue wall. Thank you." For the quirky crayon sun. On screen, "Even this little sun. Thank you." Those memories made this moment of joy feel even more profound. This day was a tangible sign of His care. God sees you right where you are. Simple practices to feel God's presence. Feeling God's presence does not require a grand gesture or a complex ritual. You do not need to have perfect words or a quiet sanctuary. Often, the most profound connections happen in the smallest, most ordinary moments of our day. The feeling of being seen by God can be nurtured through simple, gentle practices. These are not tasks to be checked off a list. They are invitations. Pause, breathe, notice the thread of grace that runs through your life. First, try to breathe and name. This practice takes only a minute. Take a slow, deep breath in. Then, let it out just as slowly. As you breathe, speak one simple, honest word to God. Your word could be help. It could be thank you. It could simply be here. Second, tell one true thing. Saying just one true thing out loud can break the power of isolation. Third, do one small, kind act. They remind you of your place in His world and of His gentle presence working through you. Sometimes, even the simplest practices can feel like too much. There are days when prayer feels like speaking into an empty room. The words get stuck in your throat. You try to form a thought, a request, a word of thanks, but nothing comes. On days like these, it is easy to believe that your connection to God is broken. But I want to offer you a deep comfort. You can still be known even when you are silent. God's ability to see you does not depend on your ability to speak to Him. He hears the prayer in a weary sigh. He understands the language of a heavy silence. He sees the longing of a heart that has no words. I knew a man whose partner passed away after a long illness. The grief was a thick fog that enveloped him. He had been a man of regular prayer, but after the loss, he stopped. The words just wouldn't come. He felt angry and abandoned. For weeks, he would go out and sit in his small garden, the one he and his partner had tended together. He would just sit on the bench and stare at the sky. He said nothing to God. He offered no prayers, no complaints, no questions. Months went by. The seasons began to change. One afternoon, as he was sitting on that same bench, he felt a small, gentle tug on his heart. It wasn't a demand, just a quiet invitation. For the first time in a long time, he spoke.
"I don't even know what to say to you."
And in that moment, he felt a release. It was enough. That one honest sentence was his prayer. God had been with him in the angry silence, and He was with him now in the faltering words. This shows us a simple, beautiful truth. You do not need perfect phrases or eloquent speeches to be seen by God. Your presence is enough. His sight is patient and kind. It waits for you. It does not turn away when you are hurting or confused. If you are in a season where words fail you, just be. Sit in the quiet. Take a breath. Your very existence is a conversation with the One who made you. He knows your heart completely, and He sees you, right where you are, even in the silence.